Hello and welcome. Starting with the 70s, Denmark was one of the main targets for the Polish army if Cold War would ever go hot. Polish sea landing and airborne units were trained to size Denmark. But since the middle of 80s, it became clear that Polish army hadn't enough good units to capture the entire Denmark. So Soviet commanders decided to change their plans and to make Poles to capture Bornholm only. And after capturing Denmark, the island, then the remaining and surviving Polish units were made to help Soviets to capture Denmark. While the main part of the sizing Denmark islands was left for Soviets. So here in the scenario titled Oliwa 2, published in the 45th issue of Tactics and Strategy magazine, we can check if Polish army was strong enough to capture Bornholm itself with all its assets when it comes to their airborne and sea landing forces. This is additional scenario for Zealand 1985 game, a game dedicated to check if it was even possible for Poles to capture Denmark, and this game comes with additional small map of Bornholm, because capturing Bornholm was one of the main parts of the entire operation. And here we can check if Polish army is strong enough to make it. So let's start the game, and well, one more thing. To win the battle, we need to eliminate the entire Denmark's army at Bornholm as quickly as possible. At the beginning of the game, we have only our airborne units that are landing on Bornholm, but the first group of sea landing units is on their way, and the second is going to appear in the turn 2, and starting with a turn 3, we will also have opportunity to use one tactical nuke. Okay, this is turn 1. Polish Air Force has a strength of 4 and Denmark's Air Force has a strength of 2. So let's make rolls to see who is going to have air domination. Poles, it's 5, so I can already tell they have air domination because Denmark cannot get higher result. So next we need to check the number of losses that Polish Air Force suffered. 1. This is 1 loss, not bad. We will still have 3 points to use in the operation. Next, we are going into the movement phase, and in this phase we have to make all the actions for airborne units first. So we need to make rolls to see if they suffered any losses. And now, normally there are 2 rolls for each unit. One for enemy air force and second for enemy air defense. But since Warsaw Pact has air domination, then we don't have to roll for enemy air force, so we have to make one roll for each of the Polish units to see if they landed good or not. So let's go. Let's start with them. Good, no losses. No losses. 1 loss. No losses. 1 loss. Oh my, 2 losses. They are dead. Now 1 loss. Ouch! 2 battalions done. So this end hit quarter. Oh my, we also lost hit quarter. This is bad. Okay, that's all when it comes to our airborne units. And next we will have to make rolls for our naval landing forces. Normally there are 4 rolls for them, but first we need to make a roll for sea mines. Next we can skip roll for Denmark's missiles, because there were no missiles at Bornholm at this time, so scenario tells us to skip this step. Next, we are rolling for enemy air force action, but since Warsaw Pact has air domination, we can skip this step either. And finally, we have to roll for enemy naval actions. So, in fact, we have to make 2 rolls, one for sea mines and one for enemy naval forces. So, sea mines, nothing, and enemy naval forces, 1 loss. So, our sea landing units suffered 1 loss. Not bad. Let's mark it. This unit loses 1 step. Okay, so that's all for all these operations, and now we can move. And all our airborne units and sea landing units have their movement halved after they are performing their landing operations. So these 2 units are landing here, and this one moves here, this one goes there, this one moves here. I can remove these ships, and now they will attack here. This battalion will go there, and this one, ooh, well, they aren't strong enough to attack this hex, I believe. Okay, I don't see any good way to use them, actually. That's the problem. I can try attack here, but it will be a suicidal attack. Well, let them try. Okay, that's all when it comes to move. Now let's go to resolve our attacks. So first here, we have 5 versus 1, so it's 5 to 1. Next, 4 to 1 because of the fortification, 3 to 1 because of the fortification in the town, and 2 to 1 and 1 to 1 because of the town. So the final odds are 1 to 1. 7. In the 1 to 1, this means that both sides suffer 1 loss. So this battalion suffers 1 loss, and this Denmark unit has only 1 step, so it is eliminated. Okay, first Danish unit is done. Now here, 1, 2, 6 versus 1, so it's 6 to 1. 5 to 1 because of the fortification, 4 to 1 because of the fortification in the town, 3 to 1, 2 to 1 because of the town. So it is 2 to 1 and 7. In the 2 to 1, it is B1. So defender has to retreat 1 hex, and they cannot, because all the adjacent hexes are in the enemy zone of control, so they have to suffer 1 step, and they have only 1 step, so they are also eliminated. That's good. They are done. And now here, I'm going to use here my Air Force. They will provide me 3 additional points, so I will have 6 versus 1. So it will be 6 to 1, but Denmark army decides to provide their artillery support. They have +1 for defense, so it will be 6 versus 2. So it will be 3 to 1. And now, 2 to 1 because of the fortification, 1 to 1 because of the fortification in the town, and 1 to 2, 1 to 3 because of the town. So the final odds are 1, 2, 3. This sounds bad. 7 in the 1, 2, 3, this is A1. So attacker has to retreat 1 hex, so the attack was repulsed. And now here we have 2 to 1 1 to 1 because of the fortification, 1 to 2 because of the fortification in the town, 1 to 3 and 1 to 4. Another suicidal attempt. 9. A2 minus 2. So they have to retreat 2 hexes and they suffer 2 losses. So they are dead. Okay, that would be all when it comes to the Polish actions. And now Danes. So what Danes are going to do? I think I will send my tanks 1, 2, 3 to counterattack here. This infantry will take this hex and this infantry will help them. One, two, three, 4. This battalion will protect our guns, and that would be all when it comes to the Danish movement. And now attack. We have 2 to 1, and this is clear terrain, but at Bornholm even clear terrain provides a -1 modifier. This island has quite a rough terrain. So this is 1 to 1 and 8. This is -1, -1. So each side suffers 1 loss. And well, that wasn't exactly my plan. Okay, and this ends turn 1. We are moving into turn 2, so we will have another Polish group landing from the sea. But first of all, we need to check for Air Force. Danes have 2 and Poles have 3. So let's make rolls to see who is going to dominate in the air. Poles, they have 5, and Danes, they have 7. So Danes are ruling the air. Oh my, this is going to be bad. And now I have to check for their losses. 3 and 3 in the NATO, 3 points. Okay, so they won't have any more aircraft to use in this turn, but even so, Poles won't be able to use their air force either. And now we need to make rolls for our sea landing forces, and this time it will be 3 rolls. Why? Because enemy dominates the air, and there is a solid chance that enemy aircraft will attack our ships as well. So 3 rolls. First for minefields, no losses. Second for enemy fleet, oh my, 2 losses, that's bad. And the third one for enemy air force, 1 loss. Ouch, 3 losses, this is bad. Okay, so let's include them. So this unit suffers 1 loss, this unit suffers 1 loss, and this unit suffers 2nd loss, so it is replaced with its weakened version. This weakened version counters are used to mark losses during the sea landing only. If unit suffers a loss on the land combat, it suffers losses normally. So that's all when it comes to the sea landing operations, and now we can move our Poles. Okay, so these guys go here. 1, 2, 3. They are landing here, so they have half of their movement points. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And now 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. And they will fortify themselves in this town. So that would be all when it comes to the Polish movement. And now let's go to Polish combat. 4 to 1, and they are in the woods. Let me see. Woods provide -1. So this is 4 to 1 and 3 to 1 because of the woods. 6. In the 3 to 1, this is b2, so they have retreat 2 hexes, they have nowhere to run, they are eliminated. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now here, 4 and 6 to 1. Artillery goes into action, so this is 6 to 2, so this is 3 to 1, 2 to 1 because of the fortification, 1 to 1 because of the fortification in the town, 1 to 2 and 1 to 3 and 1 to 4 because of the sorry, I'm not sure if I made a good calculation. Let me do it again, sorry. So 3 to 1, 2 to 1 because of the fortification, 1 to 1 because of the fortification in the town, 1 to 2 and 1 to 3 because of the town. Yes, this is correct. So it's 1 to 3 and 6. In the 1 to 3 column, again A1 but also a dot. This means that they are retreating, but they also have to make disorganization rolls. So first for this stack, they are fine, and this battalion, they are fine. Alright, now them. 5 to 1, 4 to 1 because of the fortification, 3 to 1 because of the fortification in the town, 2 to 1 and 1 to 1 because of the town. So it's 1 to 1 and 8. Both sides suffer 1 loss. So Poles and Danes. They have only 1 step, so they are eliminated, and we can capture this town. Alright, so that's all when it comes to Poles. I can remove this counter, and now we are going to Danes. Well, I'm not sure if Danes have to anything much to do, because, well, they are on their defensive positions, and the best they can do is to simply hold their positions. So that would be the end of day 2. We are going to into day 3, and this is a day where I can use my nuke. I have a single nuke here, and I think that I will make a kaboom here on this hex. What it means? All the units on this hex are destroyed, and all the units on the additional hexes must perform rolls to see if they survive. We have no enemy units on the other hexes, so they are eliminated, and that would be all. Next, I need to make a roll for Air Force. In the day 3, Danes have 2 and Poles have 2. So they have the same number of points. And now let's see. Danes 3, Poles 5. So Poles dominate in the air, but now I need to make sure if they survived. 6. I think this means that they all survived, but let me check. Yeah, no effect. They can use all their air force. That's good. We will have 2 points. And now this is quite important because we are getting close to the position when Danes can win the battle. Actually, why? You can say because Poles are definitely dominating on the island. Yes, but it is not just to eliminate all the Danes. It is to eliminate Danes as quickly as possible, and this is day 3. So now let's gather all our units that can be used to make our attack. Okay, they are all attacking this hex, and they will use their air support. So now 1, 3, 5, 6, 9 and 11. So we have 11 versus 1, so it will be 10 to 1. And now 9 to 1 because of the fortification, 8 to 1 because of the fortification in the town, 7, 6 because of the town. So we have 6 to 1 and 8. In the 6 to 1 will be B2 minus 1. So they have to retreat 2 hexes and suffer 1 loss. So they are done. We captured an island. We captured the last defensive position of Danes. But now let's see if we managed to win the game. It was third day of the operation where Poles managed to win, and now this is 4 victory points for destroying all the Denmark's units in the third day of operation, and there are 2 points left because of 2 units being destroyed during the battle. We don't count units being destroyed during the landing operations. Well, I think this the headquarter already calculated that there will be losses during the landing operations, and now we have 4 victory points, but minus 2. It will be only 2 victory points. So this is very narrow Polish victory, and you can tell that the Polish losses are quite big, because here we have our remaining units. You can tell that all of them suffered big losses. From the Polish Airborne Brigade that contained 8 battalions, only 4 survived, and from these 4 battalions only 1 remains fully operational. The other 3 suffered heavy losses. From the Polish sea landing regiments, 1 is halved and the other 2 suffered some medium losses. And the Polish swimming tanks, I guess that's how I should call them. These are PT-76 tanks. They were quite obsolete at this moment. Only a part survived. So yes, Poles made it, but it is definitely a costly victory for Polish army. So you can see that even capturing such a small island might be a problematic operation. I think that this nuke helped us a lot, otherwise we won't be able to win this battle, because if even a single Denmark's unit would survive to the next turn, then Danes will be victorious. So that would be all for today. Thank you for watching and see you next time.